Yep, nice. Yep, nice. Yep. Yeah, nice. Yep, that was nice. Well, you know how much oxygen you burn when you go, like
squeeze,
and all of those, every little. First of all, the legs use 5 times the oxygen of the arms.
Yeah.
5 times the volume. So the legs for swimming are not efficient. They're good for jumping, like right here. They're great for jumping, but once you've jumped with them, they don't do a ton. They're like 1 or 2 maybe kicks, but you're not going to get that much out of it. So
I think there's a bit of panic as well.
Well, there is.
So you start you start a flutter kick.
Well, you know how much oxygen you burn when you panic? All of it.
Yeah, all of it.
All of it. No, I'm just saying that's all of it. So that's part of what this environment's great for that. Like this environment and this work. Like if I had you and you came and we were together and I worked with you. You would lose all of that anxiety that you have that's burning oxygen. That would completely all go away.
Because part of it is like the pressure that you feel that you're probably used to, on your head.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I don't know, it just makes me feel that the breath is just so relevant now because we're so used to just, okay, we can breathe like 5 breaths if we want going through that particular press. You know, at that length of time to come back up. You don't have that here. You only have one, so you have to learn to regulate it.
Yeah. I want you to take your time. I just want everything to be real deliberate. I want you to be like this. Kunk, kunk. Not
in my head. I've got it. The faster I get over, the more
and you know what?
I've got to get
and you know
back.
what? That is exactly what's not going to let you get any further than you went. So I want you to go the other way, which is I'm going to go at a pace that I can go for a long time. I don't know how far I'm going to get, and I'm not even thinking about how far I'm going to get. I'm just thinking about this pace that I'm in, I can sustain. And it's kind of like running a marathon where you go run at a pace that you can sustain indefinitely, right? So that's your thought, right? Is when I go on to this next one, I'm going to just be like set and set and set and just see how you feel. And just see how you feel. Even if you just get to the same length, feel that there's a difference in the feeling.
Wow, I'm not even panic exactly.
And one of the things is keeping yourself from not keeping your core down.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got to hold yourself, because if you crank it, you just slip on your feet. So you're forced into stabilizing your trunk. You'll see what I mean when you start. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a great oblique and lower back workout. Like individually, you know, like when you're doing like a deadlift or something, it's bilateral of the low back, and this is like
which is hard to get to. Hard to get to that. Hard to simulate that movement in any other way. Like in the trunk,
you can't. It's impossible.
Yeah. Which at the end translates outside. At the end of the day, all that stuff translates onto the lens. We know that. We know that we take this stability and all the stuff that you have to incorporate to be able to do this stuff, and it's going to translate into the lens. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Arms in. Arms in. Yeah. Nose only. Yep, let the breath bring it down. Yeah. Get yourself under. Yeah, nice. There you go. Keep going. I like to get the water up around your neck a little bit like it. Try the juggler. Yeah. Yeah, it's all control with the nose. So again, these environments are stressful environments, right? So, and that's where we find all of the, hormonal, kind of emotional, physical changes. Those are where all the benefits are happening, is in stress. I mean, if you want to bodybuild, you got to rip the muscle down. If you want to make the muscles bigger, you got to rip them down. It's like, and it's the same with all this stuff. There's stress. There's this. Anytime where we put the system under stress, whether it's breath holding or anxiety of the water or dealing with the heat or being in the cold environment, we get all. That's where all the benefits happen. I told somebody, go, listen, I wish that it was a different world, but our world that we live in is a world that is filled with benefits through stress. And that's just the way the system is. It's like, maybe in another galaxy, there's benefits through lack of stress, but this world is you want to make a rose blossom, you prune it. And the rose doesn't want to be pruned, but it makes flowers. And so, you want to, and all of these environments are stress environments. There's a certain stress, breath holding underwater with weight, swimming, heat, discomfort of heat, the discomfort of ice, discomfort of, the breath work. It's all, discomfort of dieting, discomfort of weightlifting. These are just discomfort of running for 25 miles or 30 or 50 or 100. This is where all the benefits happen, and it's just the way it is. So
it's that hormesis, isn't it? It's that okay, 3 minutes of it, yeah, you can handle it.
Yeah.
Any longer than that, or through dehydration or that form of systemic stress, it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
But it's the short-term hormesis, environmental stresses, that are going to get you to blossom and
for
grow.
Sure.
You're
For sure.
gonna
Well, because they have the potential to kill you too. So it's part of that. Okay, you're good. You can. Yeah. That was 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I can. It feels like I've still got clumps of ice on my neck. But it's...
5 more. All the way in through the nose, all the way in. All the way out through the mouth. All the way out, all the way. And hold. Hold.
It was when we started to slow it down.
Yeah.
After all that speed work, slowing it down and then breathing just through the mouth and through the nose. That's when I felt like complete silence.
Yeah.
Relaxation.
Yeah. Well, that was the down regulator.
And like the control then, from going from the fast breath, which is usually forced, pressure in there.
Yeah.
But then it just seems so more natural, regulated.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to describe.
Yeah.
But it's just
That's a down regulator. As soon as you go into those extended in and outs more effortlessly, that just brings the system down. Like that's a way to make your between. If you can incorporate that kind of thinking between activities when you're trying to get your heart rate back down, like between rounds if you're a boxer, or that kind of mentality where you're trying to just down regulate your system and recover quickly. That's when those extended. Everything beyond 7 seconds in and out, I think, has that effect on your system.
Got it.
But there's a bunch of little.
What do you call that breathing that we just did?
That has apnea, that has holotropic in it, that has WIMS work, which is TUMO.
Yeah.
That's just, I just always scramble them up, and box breathing. There's so many different patterns.
But
and
you
different,
just put them together.
Yeah, I just like to mix them all up and use them. But initially, that the nose-mouth stuff is. That's part of that oxygen advantage, Patrick's work, which is all about nose breathing.
Yeah.
Which all yoga stuff is all nose breathing.
Yeah. All right, we're just wrapping up this workout that we've had here now with legendary big wave surfer, and obviously the founder with Gabby Reese of the XPT program. I didn't really know what to expect. I thought I did. until I actually got in there, because I've seen Laird do the XPT in videos, and I thought, that looks cool. I'm a good swimmer. I know how to work out. I'll be able to do this. And I found that, you know, pardon the pun intended, I was really out of my depth here. It was really difficult because you're using, you know, your usual torso tilt does not work in here. The way that you move in the water is completely different to how you move outside. And until you actually go in there and try to coordinate so many different movements, it is difficult. But it's something that I can really feel the advantages of. You know, one of the things is no compound pressure. You're feeling the fixator muscles that you don't usually use outside of the water being used so much more in the water. You know, you're usually working your primary movers, not your fixators or your assisting muscles, which you're definitely working in here. And then going from the hot and the cold, or say the cold and then the heat thermogenesis, is something that I practice and I really, really do believe in. And I really liked the conversation that I had with Laird, because he said something very similar to what I feel, is that we're getting very easy to kill, and certain stressors for a short amount of time, such as hormesis, only has a benefit. So cold, a benefit. Heat, a benefit. Stressor, you know, such as working out, that has a benefit. If you do any of these things for a long amount of time, you know, it's not going to be hormesis anymore, and it can be systemic, which is only going to be bad for you. But we should always participate in these very short bursts of stress. That's only going to have that benefit. And then finishing off with the breath work. I've done a bit of breath work, but not to the extent and in the transitions that I followed then with Laird. And I just found it had such a benefit, but only towards like about 3/4 of the way through. I was just going through the motions. I was just doing what I was told. But then I was actually feeling what I was applying towards the end of it with complete calm, bringing the cortisol levels down that had been spiked during this session to allow for relaxation, allow for recovery, and allow for some mental clarity as well. So all in all, this is phenomenal. It's something that I'm definitely going to incorporate and that I'd suggest.